Good morning, everyone. This is Ravegal. We are playing some more Pokémon Odyssey. This is a ROM hack of Fire Red, based on the Etrian Odyssey games and Maiden Abyss. It is really cool, very original, and last time we did some exploring, we unlocked the rest of the islands, including Charon, which is where we are. We found the Nature Changer, which allowed us to... In between videos, of course, I went through and got all of my mons to the correct natures for their types, or for their stats, rather. We also got a couple side quests unlocked here. So we're going to start off with our Ralts trade. I'm very concerned right now. That is a far-fetched. I think. Wait, what is going on here? There's 3 variants of Farfetch'd in this game? Okay, we have a Farfetch'd. 50% speed up during any weather. Okay. Interesting. So, this game, actually, I do want to real quick here check. Piece of bread to be held by Farfetch'd increases Farfetch'd's critical hit ratio. Okay, so apparently the bread works like a leek. That's clever. We'll toss Conrad over here in the potential use bin, because we already have a Farfetch'd as Kaminagi here, but I'm not sure whether Etrian Farfetch'd or Surfetch'd is better. So I'll have to mess around with that. I believe this is also named after an NPC in one of the Etrian Odyssey games. Also got a shiny Electrike. This is our 4th shiny so far. Yeah, which, just to go over, or just to briefly mention, did get everything in our use box. Natures are fixed, and everything is up to level 30. Also evolved Gengar and Mismagius, which I did not realize had another form. That's a really cool looking Mismagius, I gotta be honest. It's based on the Hexer class from Etrian Odyssey. Ghost Fire. I'm definitely okay with this. And then we have our Miltank, Cow, and Croatan. Crucible, Big fella is one of our shinies. And Ian. So that's Charon. I guess I will also just point out for the sake of it, I did manage to... You have to pay 3,000 for every nature you change, which means I needed more money. This game is kind of easy to break money. I'm not sure how intentional it is, but the fact that you can go out to the gather points means that you can just, like, I go out and get 40 items worth 1,000, like, very quickly. Wait, what? Oh. Get our Tauros. Tauros is another one that I may look into using. I think this does have a type change in this game, or it's at least buffed, but either way. We haven't had a request for a Tauros yet, as of this video. I'm not sure why he wants a Miltank when he has a bunch of Miltanks just hanging out here in the barn, but whatever. Okay, I do want to see if the Tauros has anything here. No, it is a normal Tauros. Intimidate? Like, it probably has some decent, some increased moves, possibly in stats, but pretty straightforward. Cool. So many boxes already. So just to be clear, fully evolved Pokemon from the Etrian region. So we have a few new ones here if we want to take a look. I really love that Whiscash design. It's a dark ground Whiscash. Very cool. Still gets Swift Swim. Actually, I don't think it normally does. Relicanth is Ghost Rock. Very cool. Also has Swift Swim. Also want to mention Ghost Rock, so it's immune to fighting. Very cool. Ampharos, Arbok, Swalot, Aerodactyl, Stantler we caught last time. Mantine is new, and I think this is Aether Water. Yep. With Levitate, similar to some of the other ones that have lost the flying type. Yeah, there's several really cool mons here. So depending on where we end up, I will try and use them. This is everything that I need stones of some sort for. Or other item evolutions. And then this is everything that just needs to be leveled. I evolved everything that has a evolution level under 30 during that last section. So we are being very dex thorough, I guess. So we're heading into a volcano. I'm a little hesitant about just bringing, like, to me it's like, oh, well, you could bring Sue and Lucky again. But I really, so I have Vortex, Polar Kraken, and Terra, and Boone. Just kind of as a alternate option, I guess, because I'm assuming we're going to be mostly fighting ground and fire here, but it's not a guarantee. We also, like, the trainers in each section have been varied. Actually, you know what? We haven't used Ian yet. Let's bring Ian. And let's bring this version of Crucible. We'll have Purple Team. Did just want to point out, we got Ninjask for as one of the requests from Crucible, who has been our false swiper to help catch things in between. So that has been handy. I do want to double check. Don't think I've checked Polar Kraken since I evolved. I think we ditch Poison Fang. I don't think Polar Kraken has Strong Jaw, correct? Speed boost. Which means Bite isn't as good as Night Slash. And it also means that Ice Fang is good for, because it has a chance at flinching still. If we're going fast, stuff with flinch chances are good. I am also gonna quick check. I think Gore-Tex. No, Gore-Tex has their moves. Let's check Ian. I boosted a lot of these mons up directly to 30 with the level candy, and it doesn't give you the opportunity to teach moves while you're doing that. So, yeah, perfect. Actually, Ian will be a great one for this. As I was just noticing there, I'm actually gonna switch him into the front here. High special attack, power gem for those psychic or for the fire types, psychic for any poison types. Feels like a good starting, good lead mon here. We're gonna go Hardstone. Mystic Water. Eviolite. Leftovers. Bright powder. I don't remember what all moves they have. Poison Fang. Currently, they've got 2 moves that wouldn't work with that. Do they not have a flying move? That feels like an oversight on my part. Let's make them Assault Vest ready. Not that Crobat is super good here, as far as like typing goes or bulk goes. The main thing that I'm aiming for here is... Ooh. Yes, that'll actually be good. Main thing I'm going for here is a mon that is immune to ground, for the purpose of if we run into like a ground rock trainer. Well, rock wouldn't be great, but a ground trainer, or want a good switch in. Okay, with that, I think we're heading down to the third stratum. I want to keep progressing. I know there are more side quests here, but let's do it. Is this a hop across? It is. Cool. That is gonna be the shortcut. I want to see if there's a way to get that treasure chest. I don't think there is. No. Magby. Yeah, let's lead off with a power gem. If it doesn't survive, that's fine. I am going to come back to get a lot of stuff later, as I have been doing. I feel like I've spent way too much time just throwing Pokeballs. It's ends up with a lot of black agarite. Awesome! That's another one that I would love to use. We have a person who's requested Caesar, but not a person who's requested what's the rock type? I don't remember offhand, but it's the rock type Caesar, and I adore it. This looks like a scientist, which could mean steel types. Usually steel electric. Nope. I think we psychic into Metatite here. And Mystical Fire into Vigoroth. We are slightly out-leveled here, but not much. Waking Chakra. So these are more of these buff moves. Okay. Speed increase. And recover HP is a really interesting ability. So, Ambipom is almost guaranteed to use Fake Out here against Boone, or against Ian. So we're gonna switch in Terra. And use a Confuse Ray. Did not Fake Out. That could just be an AI quirk. I feel like Ambipom typically has Fake Out, and I do not see a good reason for them not to use it. So I'm not sure what happened there. And I brought Terra in on it because of she'd take very little damage because of the Eviolite. Although apparently that is not the case. Holy skilling. I'm gonna slap you around? It doesn't seem very kind. Okay, double Wigglytuff. These are both ground types. I think we Psybeam. And switch to Crucible? Yeah, last time they were doing a lot of buffing and debuffing, but they also had Bulldoze. I think we wing attack here. That's annoying. That was the correct call. I was gonna use Bulldoze to hit both of them, but oh wait, no, Gore-Tex is unaware anyway, so all their buffs don't matter. What is going on? I think this should... I was hoping it would kill. We got close. Actually, let's finish this one off and then Super Fang the other one. Super Fang does half damage no matter what. Boon! Yeah, part of the reason that Terra is with our team for this as a middle evolution is also because she's going to evolve soon, and it will be really nice to have a Swampert once she does. Let's do the second Super Fang. I think we double up here on Super Fang. This one's at stockpile 3, so this is going to reduce the amount of damage we need to do. And they're currently at +3 to attack and special defense, or defense and special defense. Wing attack, finish that one off. And I just realized that whole thing I was saying about +3 doesn't matter, as I just said, because of the unaware. Make sure I'm remembering this right. Yeah, ignore stat changes. Okay, let's run back up here, because I think there was a second path, and this looks like the right way. I am always a big fan of go the wrong way first in RPGs. Oh, never mind. Both of these could be the right way. Wide lens lets us use some lower accuracy moves more often. So that is the other path. There's an FOE. Let's not do that right now. We may be able to take an FOE. Okay, this does look like the wrong path, which is what we wanted. Let's save in case we run into the FOE. We just need to time this right. Oh, this is the right way still? Oh, I'm even more confused now. I really hope. This section's supposed to have some really good TMs based on what I was seeing, so I'm hoping this is... Solar Beam is one of them I was thinking about, yep. We've got our Sunsetter available, and having a decent Sun team feels reasonable. Or Blaze Kick? I mean, this feels like an okay lead for us. No fake out again. I'm disappointed by the lack of fake out in these last couple battles. By the way, I did just want to say, with Terra, currently, the middle evolution gets mostly special attacks. And because I went through and did a bunch of the EV training and because I went through a bunch of the EV training and a bunch of the what am I trying to say? Oh, the nature changes. They're currently geared for physical attacks, even though they have mostly special attacks, because that's what they're going to end up on. Like, once they get to Swampert, we get Waterfall and Earthquake, and it's all gravy, but right now, that's not where we're at. Right now, we've got Bubble Beam and maybe Bulldoze? Bulldoze would be fine, but that was part of why the Bubble Beam sucked. Perfect. So this is just a side area in the end. This is going to be something we're going to have to come back to, I assume. And I don't think we want to fight this right now, but we probably could. It's not a matter of if we can as much as if we want to, especially with where it's at right now. Like, we could beat it, but it would probably cost us a couple mons. We'd have to heal or back out. So it may not be worth doing. Oh, awesome. This is the perfect place to train my water Pokemon. This is why we don't bring a team that's completely geared for one thing. Okay. So, Psybeam is not as good as Signal Beam here. So we're going to Signal Beam. We're going to do a hard switch here into this is where I get to check my notes for where I actually was. Oh, it is Mudshot. So actually, Rock Slide is probably the best move on Terra's roster right now. Whoops. Poison is good against water. Less good against Psychic. Ooh. Good timing on Protect there. Crawdaunt. So we don't have the good coverage with Bug anymore. Let's go back over to Psychic. No, Psybeam is... No. Crawdaunt is Water Dark. So we can continue. I'm slightly nervous that Crucible's just gonna get wrecked here, but I don't know. Yeah, actually, let's switch over to Terra. That Eviolite should let her take... That's a double protect? Okay. Didn't go for the kill. That's crazy. Okay. I mean, I guess we go Polar Kraken here. Bling. Speed boost. I feel like we keep splitting up our attacks here. Ooh, actually, we can Rock Slide. Yeah. Awesome. Quagsire. Rock Slide's not going to be very effective, but I don't know if this Quagsire has Water Absorb, and I feel like we need to test that. So I feel like we Water Tackle into Crawdaunt and actually Water Pulse into Quagsire here. I want to finish off the Crawdaunt. That one I definitely want to do. That prevents that from getting an attack. There we go. Paralyze sucks, but with our speed boosts, we may still be, or we should still outspeed. Quagsire is very slow. Lower our speed. That's fine. Whew. Yeah, that was a little rough. I don't know how much further we have, so I'm a little hesitant about spending too many resources. I'm gonna spend some Moo Moo Milks because they're easy. I did just get done saying at the beginning of this video that money is basically not an object in this hack, as long as you have the time. If we turn the corner and there's a med kit, I'm going to be a little annoyed, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, if there's even one more fight, I'm going to be glad I didn't. Dragon Fang. not bad, I guess. Dragon's interesting in this hack because of the type lineups. It's doesn't have fairy to deal with, which means it's back to being really powerful. But I'm not sure how well, and part of it's because we're still low level. We don't have a lot of opportunities to evolve dragons yet. Okay, Delcatty. Unfortunately, that does mean that Signal Beam's going into Furret, which isn't going to do much. Lucky Confuse. We'll take it. Super effective. Feint Attack is dark, so that does make sense. I think we go into Polar Kraken here. Continue just spamming Mystical Fire. That was a lot of damage, unfortunately. We're gonna use Ice Fang and go for the flinch. Okay. Just wanted to at least go through the door before we used more items to heal. Figure there's the off chance. I'm getting a little annoyed with this, so we're gonna do that. Okay, this looks like it's going to split into 3 paths. An odd aura pervades this stratum. Okay. I was not expecting Boone to be faster than Polar Kraken. But that does actually make some sense, because I think Boone has a speedy nature as well. What was that? Mesmerize. So it's a damaging move that causes sleep? That's crazy. Metacham. Oh, that's the evolution too. Magical Leaf. That's gonna hurt. We are at least very fast here. I might be able to get another kill. Oh, okay, we can definitely get the Mr. Mime kill. Probably not Metacham though. That was a really lucky miss. My confusion luck continues. Let's see. Let's do a double switch here. I just don't want to use any more nectars if we don't have to. Bullet Punch shouldn't be super scary against either. Among our kind, hierarchy is not inherited but earned through strength alone. Foremost valiant are bestowed the title of general, serving directly beneath the king's command. Cool. Fortunately, this does look rather like we're making progress again, which is not ideal for collecting things. So I think I'm going to perfect. This is that shortcut from the beginning. Which means we can retreat. I was just looking at the time as well. Overall, feeling pretty good about this. This is a really cool area. And I really like that we've had a good variety of mons to deal with, and I feel like our team's been dealing with it. Yeah. Hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.